around the world, and the world revolves around the 8 worldly conditions. It sticks to this world, belongs to this world, and it's the things that every life has to face, unavoidable. What are the 8 worldly conditions? It can be divided into 4 pairs: gain and loss, the high rank and low status, defamation and praise, joy and sorrow. At times you gain something, other times you lose. Sometimes you can achieve the high rank, be among those who are at the top of the pile. Other times you fall to the bottom, losing status or rank. Sometimes people praise you, give you admiration, but many times people just defame you, talk bad things about you that are not true, damaging the reputation. Sometimes you are joyful and sometimes you are sad. These 8 worldly conditions revolve around the world, and the world revolves around these conditions. How can we handle and live wisely with such conditions? The Buddha gave us the answer in this sutra. Firstly, the Buddha compared the difference between an uninstructed ordinary person with an instructed noble disciple about the worldly conditions. He said that when an uninstructed ordinary person who haven't heard the teachings of the Buddha, have no prior knowledge of the 3 characteristics of things, meet with the 8 worldly conditions, he does not reflect that the gain, loss, the high rank, the low status, defamation, praise, joy, or sorrow that he has met is impermanent, transient, and subject to change. He does not understand them as they really are. Being unable to understand things as they are makes the 8 worldly conditions take hold of his mind. He is satisfied with gain and dissatisfied with loss, satisfied with the high rank and dissatisfied with the low status, satisfied with praise and dissatisfied with defamation, satisfied with joy and dissatisfied with sorrow. Being tied with satisfaction and unsatisfaction, attraction and repulsion, he is not freed from birth, old age, death, from sorrow, lamentation, pain, or dejection. In short, he is not freed from suffering. On the contrary, when an instructed noble disciple who have heard the teachings of the Buddha and have prior knowledge of the 3 characteristics of things meet with these conditions, he reflects that this gain, loss, the high rank, the low status, defamation, praise, joy, sorrow that he has met is indeed impermanent, transient, and subject to change. He understands them as they are. With the right understanding, an instructed noble disciple is neither satisfied nor dissatisfied with those worldly 8 worldly conditions. Having discarded attraction and repulsion, being detached from satisfaction and dissatisfaction, he is freed from birth, old age, and death, from sorrow, lamentation, pain, dejection. He is freed from suffering. So the key point is that you should have prior knowledge of the Buddha's teachings by listening to the sutra or the words of the Buddha himself, or in Pali we call Pahu Sutta. Listen a lot of the teachings of the Buddha. Once you have the knowledge, you learn to put the teachings of the Buddha into practice in everyday life and learn to see things as they are impermanent, transient, and subject to change. Then you will live your life with these 8 worldly conditions with lighter minds, with cautions, and with right wisdom. For example, if you are faced with praise, you should know that defamation will be just around the corner. When you are sorrowful, you know that it will eventually pass, it will eventually end, and joy will arise. Things just change. You cannot control it. What you can do is always be mindful. Do not attract or repel. Should not be overly satisfied or dissatisfied in any conditions that come into your life. Today your face may be covered with tears. Next hour you may be laughing. Now you may be the boss. Tomorrow you might have no job. So be cautious, be mindful, and be wise in living your life and practicing your mind not to waver to good things or bad things. Then you will live your life wisely and with less or no suffering. Before this clip ends, I would like you to listen to this carefully. It's from the sutra as well. Gain and loss, fame and disgrace, praise and blame, and pleasure and pain. These qualities among people are impermanent, transient, and perishable. A clever and mindful person knows these things, seeing that they are perishable. Desirable things don't disturb their mind, nor are they repelled by the undesirable. Both favoring and opposing are cleared and end. They are no more. Knowing the stainless, sorrowless state, they understand rightly, going beyond rebirth. So today, I hope you all learn something beneficial and can be applied to your daily life. May you all be free from suffering and live a life according to the Buddha's teachings.